Okay, it's time to review some more language. I know you guys are done, I know. But this is one that I really want you to be focused on. If you're watching, please be focused on it so that you are thinking carefully. Because there was a struggle a little bit a couple weeks ago with not really understanding and knowing your pronouns, whether they were subjective pronouns or predicate pronouns in the subject side or the predicate side. You weren't as sure. So I want to make sure that's clear. I don't know if that's going to be on the test on Tuesday. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the test. I try not to, so I'm not like feeding you, but I want to make sure that you do know this information because it's important for life, not just for the test anyway. But to know the difference between subject pronouns and predicate pronouns. So I want to kind of review over that. But the first thing that we need to do is remember what a pronoun is. Pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Say it. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. So a word that takes the place of a noun is a pronoun. We use pronouns such as, remember these: I, you, he, she, it, we, they, me, you, him, her, it, us, and them. And then we had you and it that are on both sides. Remember, it can be subjective or predicate. So we look at these carefully, the subject side and the predicate side. We'll talk about that in just a minute to understand. But the first thing I want to do is remind you how we use pronouns, okay? I'm going to read a sentence. You give me the pronoun that's going to take the place of the noun in the sentence. The star is very bright. It, yes, it is very bright. Star, you replace the word star with it, okay? Kayla studied diligently. She studied diligently. Yes, very good. A moose and her calf rested in the shade. They rested in the shade, okay? Because it's the moose and her calf. So you don't need to say she and he, or she and she. No. Oh, they. So you can just put them all together. They rested in the shade. Dean lost his shoes. Oh, okay, yes, you're right. He lost his shoes. But some of you were thinking, wait a minute. Miss Monroe, there's two nouns in there. And if you were thinking that, give yourself a high five. Because you can high five yourself. You just can't high five anybody else right now. So give yourself a high five. Because Dean and shoes are both nouns. So you have to think carefully. So yes, he lost his shoes. Or Dean lost them. Yes, Dean lost them. Or you could do he lost them. Yes, very good. Dr. Martinez spoke to the students this afternoon. Ooh. So you could put he spoke to the students this afternoon, right? Or Dr. Martinez spoke to them this afternoon, or he spoke to them this afternoon. Very good. So those are your pronouns. And when you are thinking of things to take the place of nouns, that's what we use. We use it, we use he, we use you. Even right now, as I'm talking, we use these all the time. We don't think about it, but I've used we how many times? Instead of saying the third grade class needs to remember this, the third grade class needs to remember this. No, if we didn't use pronouns, like the song says, you know, would you recognize a pronoun? Remember that song? Do you know that pro means for a noun like boy, the pronoun's he, for a noun like girl, it's she. Remember that song? And it says, if it weren't for pronouns, you'd have to talk all day to replace those handy pronouns such as we and us and they, because we would be saying, you know, Miss Monroe wants you to go to Miss Monroe's Google Classroom, and Miss Monroe wants, I even said you. No, so Miss Monroe wants the third graders to go to Miss Monroe's Google Classroom, and Miss Monroe wants the third graders to write down the answer to the question that Miss Monroe wanted the third graders to answer. Instead of saying, Miss Monroe wants you to go to the classroom, Google Classroom, and write down the answers to what she's saying, and blah, blah, blah. We would be talking forever to fill in words instead of just using simple pronouns. And so you look, and these pronouns are on two different sides. And that's what it was the other week that some of you were struggling with. I don't know what a subject pronoun is. I don't know what a predicate pronoun is. Remember, this side is the subject side because we use these on the subject side. We say, I went to the store, not me went to the store, okay? We are going on vacation, not us are going on vacation. He tied his shoe, not him tied his shoe, okay? So these are for the predicate side, and these pronouns are for the subject side. I went, she saw me, they came to the house, you are my friend, we had a great time. But then me, I saw her at the store. Her is on the predicate side, saw her. We went to the mall with him, okay? Him is on the predicate side. We asked them some questions. Them is on this. She came with me, okay? She, subject side, came with me. That's the predicate side, okay? So that's what the difference is. These are the ones that you would start your sentence with, okay? They're on the subject side. And these are the ones that would be on the end of the sentence and the predicate side that you would kind of end your sentence with, but they're on the predicate side. So subjective pronouns, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and predicate pronouns, me, you, him, her, it, us, them. Okay, does that make sense? I really wanted to make sure that you guys got that down. So these are what we're going to use in the beginning of our sentences because that makes sense. You know, and you do that all the time. You don't realize that you do, but there are little ones that do say, you know, talk like this. Him hurt me. Him scratched me. Okay. They don't realize how to use the proper pronouns, but you do as you've grown and you've heard people talk, you have realized, oh, there is a right way. So that's what we're going to do on the board is we're going to look at our sentences and we're going to fill in the proper pronoun for where it is. Is it in the beginning of the sentence in the subject part so that we're going to use the subject pronouns? Or is it at the end in the predicate part, so we're going to use the predicate pronouns? So we look, it says Kelly and I or me are planning a picnic. So what you need to look at is seeing, okay, where is my subject predicate divide? Well, my subject predicate divide would come after this right here, right? Because are planning, that's my verb. So Kelly and I, or me, is my what part of my sentence? The subject part, so what would I use? I would use I. We don't say Kelly and me are planning because I is on the subject side. I is on the subject side, so we are going to use I, not we, okay? And so if I want, I can underline Kelly and I should always do our verbs first. Are planning, okay, is our verb. Who or what are planning? Kelly, I are planning, okay? Simple, right? Now, Mrs. Weaver gave we or us a prize. Mrs. Weaver gave we a prize. Mrs. Weaver gave us a prize. First thing we need to do is find the subject predicate divide. So right after Mrs. Weaver, okay, because gave is our verb. Who or what gave? Mrs. Weaver gave. So on the predicate side, what pronoun do I use? I would have to use us, the pronoun us. So we don't say Mrs. Weaver gave we because we goes in the beginning of the sentence. We could say we gave Mrs. Weaver a prize, but Mrs. Weaver gave us. Now, do you understand a little bit better what that's talking about? So it's just memorizing these as the subject and these as the predicate part. And if you can memorize I, you, he, she, it, we, they, and then me, you, him, her, it, us, them. I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Those are all subject pronouns. Me, you, him, her, it, us, them, predicate pronouns. He or him is my big brother. Where's our subject predicate divide? We know is a verb. That's our verb. Who or what is? Him is? No. He is. Very good. So he is subjectives. He, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. Okay. Now this one is great because it's got two. It's got we or us helped she or her clean the mess. So once again, we need to find, where's my subject predicate divide? Helped, very good. And we ask who or what helped. Us helped she or her clean the mess. No, it's not us helped. We helped. So we, I, you, he, she, it, we, they, subject side. Helped she or her clean the mess. We helped she clean the mess. Her clean the mess. Me, you, him, her, it, us, them. That's the predicate one is her. Okay? So this uses a subject pronoun and a predicate pronoun. We helped her. Helped her. This is the predicate side. We have to use the predicate pronoun. Okay? Does that make sense now a little bit? I'm hoping that makes a little more sense than it did before when you guys were trying to figure that out. So just in case that's on the test, you'll be able to understand it. And if you're still struggling, have parents send me a message so that I'll make sure that you are getting that, because that is important. All right, so I'm going to do this super, super quickly because the other thing on today's page, or on the one page that you're doing today, is adverbs. Okay, so pronouns and adverbs on the same page. Remember, an adverb is a word, that describes a verb. Adverb is a word that usually describes a verb, okay? So, I am going to give you a verb, and then you're going to have to act out that verb, and I'm going to choose an adverb that I wrote on here. Remember, how, when, where, how often, okay? How, when, and how often, because we didn't do the where. But what I want you to do is I want you to draw. But let's see how you're going to draw. Draw high. So I guess you need to draw up high. So maybe, don't draw on your parents' walls, but, put a piece of paper up high and draw up high. Maybe put it above you and try to draw something, or maybe put it on your head. That's what you should do. Put your paper on your head and try to draw a snowman and see how that works. And then take it down and then you can show me the pictures. I would love to see that. All right, so draw high. That's weird. All right, I want you to jump. Let's see how, or when, or whatever. Jump carefully. Okay, so jump carefully. Okay. I want you to talk. Let's see, how are we going to talk? Talk soon. I would love to talk soon with some of you. That'd be awesome. All right. Cry. I want you to cry quickly. I don't know how you cry quickly. Okay, I'm done. Maybe that's how you cry quickly. That makes sense. Laugh. Let's see how I want you to laugh. Oh, sorry. Oh no, your parents are going to hate me. Loudly. Laugh loudly. Okay. Don't let it last for too long, because then your parents are going to come after me. All right, let's see. Let me do one more. I want you to walk. Just walk. Let's see. Walk slowly. Walk slowly. All right. So remember, adverbs are words that usually describe a verb. They tell you how, when, and how often to do something. Okay. So I want you to think about those adverbs as well. So that's going to be on page 188 in your books. So circle each pronoun for think A. Underline the noun that the pronoun takes the place of. Okay. Draw an arrow from each pronoun to the noun it stands for. Let me do number 1 with you so you'll make sure that you're not missing this. It says, our cat has 5 kittens. They are so cute. Well, where's the pronoun? They. They is our pronoun. And what is it describing? What are so cute? Kittens. Okay, so that pronoun they is describing kittens. It's taking the place of the word kittens. So it could say, our cat has 5 kittens. Our, kittens are so cute. The 5 kittens are so cute. No, instead of doing that, they just said they. Okay, does that make sense? So circle they, draw an arrow to kittens, underline kittens. So that's what you're going to do for each of these sentences. Some of them are going to have several pronouns. So go back through those pronouns. I, you, he, she, it, we, they, me, you, him, her, it, us, them. Circle them and then draw an arrow back. Then think B, mark the circle next to the sentence that has the correct pronoun. So they're giving you 2 sentences and one of them is not correct. So read them carefully and see, is that a subject pronoun? I keep saying subjective, objective, but is it a subject pronoun or a predicate pronoun? Okay. Then at the bottom of the page, it's your adverbs. Underline the verb or verb phrase twice in each sentence. Circle the adverbs and draw a small arrow from each adverb to the verb it describes. Okay. So whatever the verb is, underline twice or verb phrase, and then circle the adjective, draw an arrow to the verb it's describing. Then think D, draw a line to divide subject and predicate parts, underline the verb twice, subject once, circle the adjectives, and draw an arrow from the adjective to the noun it describes. Remember, there may be more than one adjective that describes a noun. Then circle the adverbs and draw an arrow from the adverb to the verb it describes. Okay, they're really short sentences though, so it shouldn't be too hard. Just work on those carefully. I know you can do it. All right, I'm going to come back with our video for the last page. That's the last page. I mean, there's 2 other pages, but they're just review. They're kind of fun and you can work on them if you want to. But I'm not going to be assigning them. So this is it. Okay. So, I mean, I could always wait and carry this one to, okay. I didn't think so. I think you want to just be done, right? So, page 189, we're going to talk about conjunctions and diagrams. So I'll be back with another video for that. All right. Keep working hard.